mustard. For many of us, it's just a condiment, something that you could take or leave. But for cultures around the world, mustard is an integral ingredient in tons of dishes. With different variations come different flavors, and we're gonna be looking at 3 different mustard dishes from 3 countries to show us that mustard deserves a bigger place at the table.
Hey Beryl, hey everyone, I'm Sayan from Howrah, West Bengal in India, and the dish I want to talk about today is Shorshe Chingri Bhapa, or prawns steamed in mustard sauce. This is a very simple dish from the Bengali cuisine, and it's just what it sounds like. It's prawns cooked in a spicy, tangy mustard sauce, and it pairs really well with rice. Mustard has always been used as a prime source of spice in Bengali food, long before chilies were introduced to us by foreign invaders. And Bengali food being very fish-centric, mustard helps pair really well with fish and seafood.
Only grinder that I have for this is my coffee grinder, so I am not sure if this is going to work out, but there's no other way for me to make this mustard paste, so I'm gonna put this onto drip coffee size and hope for the best. Here we go. That did not go well. Well, that didn't work. So I'm gonna try using a mortar and pestle. That's a bummer.
This recipe is my mom's recipe, and it can be different from your mom's recipe because that's how most Indian dishes are made. It's all based on improvisations.
I put it back into the grinder once everything was broken down a little bit more and added some liquid, and now we have mustard. I made my own mustard. Tell me I did good. You did good. Wow, mustard seeds make mustard.
It's cool.
This dish is mostly mustard other than prawns, so I thought that this dish will be perfect for this episode. Everyone should try this dish because this is very simple to cook, and when we usually think of Indian food, we talk about naan and butter chicken or South Indian food, but these culinary secrets which are hidden in various other parts of India are mostly undiscovered. So this dish explores a different culinary route and involves a different set of flavors. I hope you all enjoy this dish, and please do give it a try.
I honestly have absolutely no idea what this dish is going to taste like, and I feel like that doesn't happen very often, where I truly feel totally blind. Whoa. That's wild. It's delicious. I've never had a mustard shrimp dish before in my life, but I guess it's something we should all be doing a little more of. There's a sweetness to this dish, and I'm not sure where that's coming from. The mustard has this tangy spiciness, which goes really well with the shrimp, and the sauce with the yogurt in it, it's creamy and it's vibrant, and like the color is also really beautiful. Making my own mustard was a first. I've never done that before. Didn't even really know that you could do that. That is wild. I cannot believe I just made mustard. And then also the method in which we cooked the shrimp was also really different for me. It was kind of like it was steamed, but I didn't have the right tool, so I used my spice daba to steam everything, and it worked out. Wow. That mustard flavor is so strong in a really good way. It doesn't taste like yellow mustard or stone ground mustard. It tastes like a whole different kind of mustard, one that I've never had before this very moment. I think oftentimes when I make shrimp dishes, I assume there's gonna be butter, but here we use mustard oil as the fat. As far as a mustard dish goes, we had mustard seeds, which we used to make our own mustard paste. We used mustard oil and cooked everything in that mustard sauce. So this dish is mustardy. And for sure, it's made me rethink mustard because I've learned so much making this dish. Did you all know that I have a new show on PBS Food? It's about 2 people swapping recipes from their culture to learn a little bit more about one another.
I've never worked with puff pastry before.
That was amazing.
I'm a part of it. We had a whole lot of fun using a lot of you subscribers. I hope that you check it out. The link is in the description.
You have none left.
The holiday season can be tough on a lot of us, but having somebody to talk to can really help those feelings of anxiety or depression. And that is where BetterHelp, our sponsor for today's episode, comes in. BetterHelp is an online therapy service that connects you with professionals who are there to listen and to help. I've been going to therapy for a while, and it helps to have a safe space to talk to somebody. And with BetterHelp, you fill out a quiz where you go over what you're interested in talking about, and in most cases, you'll be matched within a couple of days. And if that therapist isn't right for you, it's easy to switch because finding a good therapist is kind of like dating. You have to go through a lot of people to find the right one. You can communicate in multiple ways, including video and chat, so you'll find the way that feels most comfortable for you. All the therapists on BetterHelp's website are vetted and well qualified, and if you have any issues, their customer support team is there to help. If you're struggling or know somebody who would benefit from therapy, go to betterhelp.com/Beryl and get 10% off your first month. The link is in my description.
Hi Beryl. Hi everyone. My name is Lillie and I'm 27 years old. I'm originally from South Korea, but I currently live in the United States, and I made my way here by way of adoption. The dish I want to share with all of you is shrimp pancakes, known in Korean as Saeujeon. You might already notice the lack of spicy red chili peppers in this dish, and that's because this type of cuisine dates back much further than the spicy foods that are popular today. Dishes filled with chilies were introduced as recently as the 1960s.
Me and my shrimp, me and my shrimps. What is that song that I made up stuck in my head? Me and my shrimp.
Saeujeon links back to royal court
Powder
cuisine,
I've ever
which
used
dates
in
back much
anything.
further, all the way back to the late 1300s.
Mustard paste, that's cool. Oh, it tastes just like a really bitter mustard.
Royal court cuisine has an emphasis on having many dishes on the table,
Mustard.
all with different colors
here we
to
go.
promote a balanced and nutritious meal. The mustard in this version of Saeujeon not only provides a bright yellow color, but it also gives a sharp, piquant bite to the mild and slightly sweet shrimp.
I just spilled the flour with the white vinegar. My kitchen stations are not very clean. You guys don't know because they look pretty, but sometimes they're kind of a disaster back here.
Since I grew up in the United States, I knew very little about the culture I never got to experience. It was only after I entered adulthood where I had the time and freedom to explore Korean culture. So I used food to learn about everything I missed, the history of Korea, the people I never got to meet, and all the events I never got to witness. When I cook and eat Korean food, I feel like I'm sharing a meal with the family in Korea I never got to be a part of.
These look really good. The egg is puffing up a little bit. Me and my shrimp, cooking all day. Me and my shrimp, having fun in the pan. That did not rhyme. I didn't think that through enough. Okay.
Beryl, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share, and bye everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be eating these with chopsticks or my hands, but since it's me alone in my living room, we're gonna go with hands. Whoa. That is mustardy. I love the egg on this. This is so nice. The mustard flavor is so interesting. I just would never think to put mustard with shrimp, and yet this is the second shrimp with mustard in this episode. It pairs really well because the mustard has a little bit of spice, a little bit of bitterness to it, and the shrimp are sweeter and the egg is sweet and fluffy. The dipping sauce is really nice as well. The one thing I will say about cooking this is I made up the stupidest song and then I had it in my head the whole time. Even Leia got it stuck in her head. Me and my shrimp, cooking all day. Me and my shrimp, me and my shrimps. Me and my shrimps, just dipping along. It was not even a song, it was just a sentence that I put to a beat. And even right now it's in my head. Me and my shrimps. Me and my shrimps. Some of these are more mustardy than others. I think it was about how much I patted them down. I think maybe I like them a little less mustardy. So if you're gonna make this, I don't think you need to get tons of mustard sauce on them. That mustard flavor is really strong. This is the most mustard powder I've ever used in anything. The other tip I would say when you're making that mustard paste, go slow on the water because you never really know how much you need to get to a paste consistency. I ended up using about 1/8 of a cup of water for 2 tablespoons of mustard powder. Okay, I'm gonna have one more shrimp. Fun. Totally surprising use of mustard. Ooh, that one was really good. Had the perfect mustard shrimp ratio. Yum.
Hi, my name is Elsa and I'm French. I'm originally from Nantes on the west coast of France, but currently live in Annecy in the Alps. My meal that I want to present to you is tomato moutarde tart. Tarte à la moutarde et à la tomate in French. This tart is made up of a short crust pastry base brushed with mustard, then covered with tomato slices. It can be eaten with green salad and vinaigrette, a French salad dressing also mustard based. I like this dish because it's quick to make and delicious. It's also an easy dish to transport for an aperitif with friends or a picnic. Plus it's very colorful. This tart is prepared with Dijon mustard. It is not too sweet and you can find it mild or strong. In this recipe, the sweet taste of the tomatoes contrasts with the spiciness of the mustard. The mustard sauce creates a creamy appearance with the juice of the tomatoes, which is broken up by the crispiness of the short crust pastry. Tasting this recipe means rediscovering how important it is to cook seasonal vegetables. Cooking this pie with winter tomatoes would be tasteless. On the other hand, preparing it with organic or garden tomatoes gives it a deliciously sweet flavor.
I think my pie looks a little rustic. We have a very high edge, which is okay. It was my first time attempting something like this. However, it has very good structural integrity. It has no soggy bottom at all. Look at that. That mustard is so good with it. I thought this was gonna be like, I don't know, I thought it was gonna be a little boring. Just mustard and tomatoes, like how could that be? But it's actually a very nice and beautiful balance. Let me have it with my salad with a mustard vinaigrette. I feel so French right now. I don't think this is the best dough that I've ever made, to be honest. It's not bad dough, but it's not the best dough I've ever made, that's for sure. Now that I'm somebody who has made good dough. Although, it's doing what the dough needs to do. I could have put more mustard in this actually, if I'm telling the truth. I put a lot of mustard in the bottom of that, like, it was slathered on there, but I think you could do more. It feels like a summer dish, like where you would have a bunch of things on the table, everything's a little bit light, everything's very vegetable forward. I think making this with store-bought dough would probably not be as nice because store-bought doughs are so thick. I think what I wish I had done is made my dough a little bit thinner. That way it was a little bit crispier. Maybe that would be nicer. But it has a rustic feel. And a mustard French pie feels like it should be a little bit rustic, right? Yum, 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 yum. I love Dijon. It's a good mustard. It's one of my favorite mustards out there. Making a mustard vinaigrette is so easy. If you're not making your own mustard vinaigrettes at home, what are you doing? Get yourself into the kitchen and whisk it up. Balsamic vinegar, olive oil, mustard, a little bit of salt. It's like you're in Paris. If, like me, you've never thought of a mustard pie before, may I introduce you to one? It's good, it's fun, simple to make. And if you're somebody who likes making dough, I think you should try it because it turned out really nicely. And I'm somebody who's like slightly adequate at making dough. And I enjoyed it. The end. I hope you enjoyed our episode all about mustard. And if you're interested in more condiments, here is a mayonnaise episode and here is a butter episode. Butter's not a condiment, but stick with me here. And I will see you all next week.
Stick with me. Butter.